Hello, hello. How are we all doing? You guys can come off mute for a couple minutes if you like. Say hi to each other and stuff.
Hey guys.
How is everybody? Making it through another week, another day. No news on the announcements. Just another announcement for another announcement.
Exactly.
Find out another announcement. So hopefully we have news soon because of that, but it's basically just announcements on announcements right now. But you know,
I saw on CP24 that Halton is like opening back up to whatever level they didn't say on the 16th.
That's what I was thinking too. That's
yeah,
what,
they're just waiting to announce the colors, right? Red,
yeah.
orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you live in Kingston and you're good now.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday, I guess.
Let me just pull up a clock really quick so I have one. Just make sure we got most people here. We got most of us here. Sweet. All right, friends. So obviously today we're going through some mobility stuff. I've got a big list of things that we're going to go through. It's going to be a little bit of kind of a warm up to start, just to make sure we get some blood flowing before we do kind of more mobility and stretching at the end. One thing I do want you guys to have is something like a broomstick or like a PVC pipe, something along those lines if you have one close. Even a hockey stick works, something along those lines if you want to just grab one of those. Just going to be using those for pass-throughs. Nothing too wild with those.
Oh, I cheat on those.
Can you guys hear me and the music at the same time, or does the music just sound awful and weird on your end? If it sounds bad, just give me like a thumbs down. And if it sounds meh, then we'll go with whatever. Sounds bad? Cool. No problem. I'll turn it down for now. No worries. That way you can hear me adequately speak here. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to start off with is, hopefully you can hear me from back here. If you can still hear me, just give me like a big thumbs up. I don't know if you can hear me from there. The only problem now is I can't see from that far. All right, so first thing we're going to do is basically just kind of graceful up downs. So basically just going down, a nice big hinge. We're gathering some energy and reaching up to the sky, looking up and coming back down. Go for about 30 seconds here. Nice and flowy, nothing crazy, just getting some movement going from our hips, opening up our shoulders, looking up to the ceiling. Just getting some blood flowing. Good, from here, we're gonna go into hinges. So just getting the hinge motion going properly here, making sure our shoulders are set back. We are hinging at the hips, coming forward and back up. Go for about 30 seconds here. I've got a clock on my end, so I'll tell you guys when. More or less just bowing. I don't know who you're bowing to, but bow to whoever you want. Just making sure that we still have a good hip motion for when we get back in the gym here. Good, from here, we're going into knee circles. So you're gonna have your feet somewhat close together. Hands can go on your knees, and then you're just going for knee circles here. You're gonna go about 10 to 15 in one direction, and then 10 to 15 in the other direction. Good. Once you've done those, next one gets a little bit harder here. So we're gonna make sure our hips are mobilized here, but we're gonna get into our squat stance. Let me maybe go back a little bit into our squat stance. Then we're gonna go for about a 30-second squat. If you like, you can grab an object like a plate or something like that that might keep you balanced. If not, you can totally go for it here. Here we go, guys. In 3, 2, 1, squatting down. You can hang out at the bottom if you like. We're just opening up the hips here. And have your hands out in front of you like so. About 15 seconds here. Good. 3, 2, 1, and stand. Good. Going back into the graceful up downs. So swinging down, back up, reaching to the ceiling, looking up, back down, back up. We're just going for about 30 seconds here, just getting some blood flow. Good. Back into our hip hinges. Sending those hips back, making sure that the back is nice and flat. You should start feeling that your butt, or your glutes, I should say, and your hamstrings start turning on. Good, we'll go back into the knee circles. 10 in one direction. You're gonna do the 10 in the other direction. Good, once you're doing that, get back into that squat stance. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, and squat. Make sure you're breathing here. Keep thinking chest tall, so don't let the chest completely collapse forward. Got 15 seconds to go here. Three, 2, 1, and stand. Actually, we're coming down to our knees or stand. It doesn't really matter here, actually. But for me, I'm gonna go with my knees so that you guys can see me. So for here, we're gonna bring our hands, clasp them behind our back like so. We're going for 10 shoulder rolls going backwards. So rolling those shoulders back, especially for all of us that spend time at our computers. We tend to be in this position quite a bit, and our shoulders tend to roll forward quite a bit. Good. Once you've done the 10 going backwards, switch that to 10 going forwards. You can do these relatively slowly. It doesn't have to be too slow. Definitely don't go quick with them. Good. Once you've done those, we're going into controlled articular rotations, okay? So this is something that's being kind of brought along in the whole mobility community, but basically a very slow movement where we are reaching far away from us. So demonstrate from the side here, but the idea is my hand is flexed. I'm pushing it as far away from myself, bring it all the way to the top. As I get to the top, I rotate my hand, bring it on back behind me. Going for 5 going backwards, and then we're gonna go for 5 forwards, and obviously 1 arm at a time, and then you'll switch arms here. Don't mind me, I'm just coming to watch. So a good way to test this one is eventually, if you'd like to, or on your own, you can go up against a wall And then you'll notice, obviously, when your arm's going forward, you can keep it very close to your body. But as that arm goes back behind us, kind of demo what it might end up looking like where it's bad, say for me, that arm will come swinging wide out to the side, right? The more healthy our shoulder gets, the more in line with the body it'll become. But those are something that we obviously work on with time. The more mobility we do, the better it gets. Good. Once you've done all 10 on each side, so that's 5 forward and 5 backwards, just come on up and slap the camera so I know. This is what I do with all the kiddos, just so we know where everybody is in the workout. And these don't need to be quick, just doing them on your own time here. Once you've done all those, you're gonna grab your PVC or your pole or your broomstick, hockey stick, whichever you like. I've even got a cool walking stick, but today I'm just using an ordinary broomstick. So once you have that broomstick, you get into that kind of snatch grip, so that nice wide grip. Optimally, for those that don't know how to find their snatch grip, my favorite way to do it is if you were to stand on one foot and raise your other knee up, that bar should not be moving up and down. So what I mean by that, if my hands are super close and I were to raise that knee up, that bar is going to move around. So therefore, if I widen my hands and I move that knee up and down, I shouldn't be able to move that bar anywhere. Okay. So from here, we're going for our 10 pass-throughs. Okay. So bring the arms up and over and back. If you need to go wider with your arms, feel totally free. There's no shame in that game. If you want to use a band, if you want to use anything, totally your choice here, guys. Just making sure we have some good shoulder health. Good, and if the bar can't go totally behind your back, just go to where it feels comfortable for right now. Don't worry about going all the way back. Good, next one you're gonna do with your band or your bar here, stand back here. Okay, so this one's a little bit hard to describe, but for those that have been in my classes, sometimes I make it more complicated than it needs to be. But the bar is gonna be next to the outside of your shoulder. We'll start with our left shoulder, okay? So that left hand's now gonna come back, reach onto that bar. The right hand is gonna grab underneath, and it should look like this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Should look something like this. I'm kind of crouching down here, but so the bar is on the outside. Your hand will actually be upside down. So your thumb's actually pointing. So if you're to make a thumbs up and point it back behind you, you grab that bar and your thumb will be pointing down. Okay, from here, you're going to lightly, very lightly, pull up on this hand, very lightly. It does not need to be anything crazy here. You're just getting an external rotation of your shoulder. This definitely helps with your front rack position whenever we're back to barbells, obviously. Or if you have a dumbbell, even that helps too. So getting a good front rack here. Holding for about another 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and release. Bring it to the other side. So again, thumb pointing back. Grab onto that pole that's next to you, so on the outside of your shoulder. Grab with your opposite hand. And here we go, going for a nice light stretch here. About 15 seconds. Three, two, one. Good. All right, next one. Let me see if I can push this down a little bit. All right, next one here. I believe Annie might have done this one with you guys last week, but this is basically the 90-degree. I don't know if you can see with legs here, but my left leg right now is pointing back with my ankle flat to the ground, and my right leg is bent to 90 degrees in front of me. The goal here is to obviously stay a little bit more upright. If that is totally uncomfortable with you, you can totally put your hand down onto the side. That is okay. From here, what we're going to do, we're going to attempt, without putting our hands onto the ground, to rotate to the other side, okay? Again, if that is too uncomfortable for you, feel free to place your hands on the ground, but be aware that the goal is to try and keep the spine a little bit more upright. Okay, you're gonna be doing 10 back and forth. Well, a lot of you guys have really mobile hips, actually. Really good. Now, obviously, the next level, if you wanted to take that to the next notch, if you want to, you can take a broomstick, get into kind of almost like a clean grip, then press that overhead and then do the same exercise. Again, those are things that you can totally work on your own, or even if you want to try a couple right now, feel free. And if you don't have a broomstick with you, feel free to just raise your hands in the air. Go for those. Oh, pool cue. There we go. That's a good one. I like that. Good, and the idea with the hands being above our heads is just to promote our spine being nice and tall. But these are things that we obviously work towards. It's not something that happens overnight. Cool, once we've done those, we're gonna stand on up. I have to stand farther for this one. Good, we're gonna start with our left hand raising up into the air. I don't know if you can fully see it. We're gonna have our feet outside of our shoulders, not a super wide stance, but like a decently wide stance. From here, we are hinging, and we're taking our right arm, sliding it down our leg, while having that left arm stay nice and vertical, trying to reach down towards our ankles, but just reach to where you can. You're gonna perform 10 on one side, and then switch to 10 on the other side. Just going to where you can. Think about it as more of a hinge at the hip. So yes, there's a little bit of a side bend, but if you watch a side profile of me here while I do it, I do lean forward just slightly. Nice job, guys. Really, really good. Good, and you're just going to where you can here. Good. Once you've done those 10 on the one side, get the 10 on the other side. Once you've done all 20, you're gonna meet me onto the ground in a tabletop. Take your time here. No need to rush these. All right, guys, so from the tabletop, we're gonna have our wrists pointing, or our fingertips pointing back towards us. So our elbow pits are facing forward. We're just getting a light wrist stretch here, okay? So you're gonna lightly lean back. Some of us have super duper mobile wrists. For myself, I have terrible wrists. I can't even bend my fingers backwards. Some people I've seen bend their fingers like way back, and it mind boggles me, but I'm not one of those people. So if you can, try to keep those fingers a little bit more straight. About 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, slowly release. You can kind of sit back and then get a couple rotations of the wrist here. Just some wrist circles. Even if you want to do them individually, you can too. Just getting that synovial fluid into the wrist joints. Good. From here, we're going to get a little bit of a rotation through our thoracic, our upper back area. So we're going to start with one hand planted on the ground. I'm going to have my right hand planted. I'm going to have my left arm feed through. So I'm threading that arm through. I'm actively pushing my right hand into the ground so that my upper back is kind of pushing away, getting a good twist of the spine here. We're going to hold for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to undo that left hand, reach that left hand towards the ceiling, opening. 3, 2, 1. Bring it on back through. 3, 2, 1. Bring that arm back up towards the ceiling. Looking up at it if you can. 3, 2, 1. Final round here. Back through. Really pushing away the ground with the right hand here. 3, 2, 1. Open back up for the final one. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch arms. I'm just coming to watch, so don't stop here. Just switching arms. Three, 2, 1. Reaching that right arm up. Trying to look up at it. 3, 2, 1. Back through. 3, 2, 1. Back up. A good rotation of the spine here. 3, 2, 1. Back down for the final one through. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Final look towards the ceiling here. Making sure that we're consistently breathing here. Large inhales followed by larger exhales. 3, 2, 1. Come on back down. You're in your tabletop position here. From here, our hands are reaching out in front of us. Butt is going back, trying to sit down onto our feet to where you can, obviously. If that is here for you, that is fine. If you can get all the way down, that is great. You're thinking about driving your chest and your armpits towards the ground here for a nice child's pose. We're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. So we got about 15 to go here. Good. From here, you're gonna have your elbows planted on the ground, like so, how you were. Now you're gonna take your hands are just gonna sit on top of each other. And you're gonna place those on the back of your neck. Thinking about driving your tricep and your armpit and your chest towards the ground a little bit more. Really opening up that lat muscle as well here. Good. 15 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. You're gonna walk your hands now out towards the right side. Just walking them out, getting a further stretch now out of your left lat. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Transitioning to the left side, walking those hands out. Three, two, one. Bringing back to center here. From here, you're gonna stay planted onto your bum, like so. Actually, we're gonna go left side, right side. So I'm gonna have the left leg actually come forward. We're gonna have the right leg stick back behind us, like so. Might give you a side kind of angle profile so you can see, but at the same time, I don't want to hit my head on the stairs. Let me shuffle around here. From here, if you'd like, this one could be kind of difficult. If you'd like, you can grab like a pillow or something a little bit stiffer, like a yoga block. You're going to be leaning back, getting a stretch out of the quadricep that is bent on the ground right now. So you can start on your hands if you'd like so. Eventually you would work your way down to your elbows. And if you really can, you'll lie all the way back. We're going to be holding this for 2 minutes. We're already 30 seconds in. Good. Halfway there, 1 minute to go. Getting some good lengthening out of our quadricep muscle. If it obviously does feel like the knee is getting too much, just come on up and release it just a little bit, but still staying in that stretch if you can. Just going to where you can. Sometimes we just need to get a little bit more blood flow going. Helps if you keep breathing, try not to suppress or hold your breath. Good. 10 seconds to go here. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on out of that. Bring that leg back out in front of you. You might need to allow a little bit of a shake to let some blood flow back into that. You're gonna take your left leg now. Left leg's gonna go back behind us. And here we go, going for our 2 minutes, leaning back. Again, having large inhales followed by even larger exhales. Good, halfway there, about a minute left here. Actually a little bit less, you made it past the halfway. Thirty seconds. $15 to go here. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back out of that. Let your left leg come back out forward. Give that a good shake out of the knee. Let that blood, maybe a little massage through there. Next one, everybody's least favorite, but my personal favorite is the pigeon pose. Best way to get into it, we're gonna get into a nice downward dog position here. We'll start in a downward dog, really driving your palms and your heels, trying to get them toward the ground. They don't necessarily need to touch here, but getting a good stretch out of the calf muscles as well. From here, we're gonna bring the right leg forward, so we're stepping that right leg forward. Leg is bent. We can slide that left leg back if we like. From here, you can either stay in this top position, you can come down to your elbows, and if you're feeling good today, you can come on down and hang out at the bottom. Okay, we got 1 minute to go here. Keep the breathing going. Really important that you keep breathing as it helps promote blood flow. Especially as you're stretching those muscles, you want to make sure that blood is still going to all those different parts of your body. 30 seconds. Three, two, one. Slowly come out of that one. And slowly slide that leg back. Getting back into that downward dog again. Good. From here, we're taking that left foot comes forward. That right leg can slide on back. Again, if you feel more comfortable in this position, you can start here. And then eventually you'll work your way down to your elbows. And eventually, if you can, lie on down. Getting a good stretch out of our glutes, our hips. Very good for our glute medius. A lot of the times if we have a tight back, it can result from a glute medius being super tight. So if you end up kind of hand massaging that part and you notice a lot of relief, it's probably the spot that needs some working on. Yeah, we got about 45 seconds to go here. Fifteen seconds. Three, two, one. Slowly come on back out of that. Going back into our downward dog position here. Again, thinking about driving those heels towards the ground, getting a good stretch out of the calves, the hamstrings. From here, we are stepping our right foot, lunging it forward to the outside of both hands. Thinking about bringing it to the outside of our hands. The left knee can drop to the ground. We're gonna hang out in this position right here. Nice deep lunge. If you'd like the leg that is lunged forward, you can have that knee drop slightly to the side, just slightly, nothing crazy here, but just a slight drop. Helps open the hip a little bit further. Good. If you can come down to your elbows to get a little bit of a further stretch. We've got about 30 seconds left in this one. Three, two, one. Slowly come back out of that, stepping that right leg back into our downward dog again. Good. Left leg now comes forward, lunges forward to the outside of both hands. Right knee drops to the ground. Again, if you want that knee, you can let that forward knee kind of drop to the side just slightly. And if you can, come on down to your elbows. Got about a minute left in this one here. We have 15 seconds to go here. Three, two, one. Slowly come out of that one. Next part here, you're gonna sit onto your bum. You're gonna have your feet together. Knees are out to the side, like so. So there's two modifications here. We're gonna get kind of or one modification, I should say. We're looking to actually round the back in this one, okay? So I know we spend a lot of time kind of hunched forward, but we wanna get a little bit of a rounding of the lower back, okay? So first one you can do is just kind of leaning forward like so. If that's not enough, you can take your hands, get your hands under your legs. You can actually bring them under your calves, grab onto your feet, and then round even further far forward. We're holding this one for 2 minutes. We're already through about 20 seconds. One minute to go here. Thirty seconds. Three, two, one. Very, very slowly come out of this one. Rolling each vertebrae back up, ending with untucking your chin at the top. Don't want to go super fast with that one. Next part, final stretch for tonight. is the classic forward fold. Everybody's favorite, big quotes around favorite here, but that's why I like starting with the groin / back rounding stretch, because it makes this one quite a bit easier once you have that lower back kind of mobility here. So feet are together, toes are pointed towards the ceiling as much as possible. We're hinging forward, trying to hinge as much as possible. And then if you want that extra reach, you can get that rounding here. Just reach into where you can. This is a 2-minute stretch. We're 20 seconds through. Final minute here. Thirty seconds. Three, two, one. Slowly, very, very slowly unraveling each vertebrae again, ending with the chin untucking. And then you can go ahead and lie down onto your back. We're just going to do about minute to 2 minute rebound here. Very, very important after stretching that you have a nice rebound. Stay totally relaxed. Have your hands flop to the side. Thinking about relaxing every little part of your muscles here, including everything in your face. Slowly releasing your jaw, your cheeks, your eye muscles. Feeling your ears sink towards the ground. Feeling the back of your hands just relaxed onto the floor. Not thinking about anything except being in the present moment. Some of you may have kids stepping over you. That is okay. Ever so slightly start twinkling your fingers. Start twinkling your toes a little bit. Start moving that up the chain. So you start moving your wrists, your ankles, your elbows, all the way up to your shoulders. And then go ahead and tuck your knees into your chest. So you're just lying on your back, having your knees tucked into your chest. You can give them a nice little hug. If you want, perform a couple circle motions. Letting all the organs inside move around, feeling good, feeling great. And then when you're ready, you're gonna slowly come back out and sit on up. And if you guys like, feel free to come off of mute. If you like to.
That was great, Jordan.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks, Jordan.
Yep.
No problem, guys. Glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank
So
you.
for the next 2 weeks, I will be doing the Mobility Monday sessions because I've kind of I was in the process of moving the last 2 weeks, so I'm in my new digs, and so I'm going to be doing that. So look forward to those. Definitely sign on up. Tell all your friends. Tell your family. Feel free.
Monday's a holiday, right? Next Monday?
Monday is a holiday, but I will still run the session. That's totally fine with me. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. That's not a problem. Now, on the members group, if you are part of the Facebook members group, I posted today that we are doing a scavenger hunt, so a virtual scavenger hunt through an app called Goose Chase. So it's going to be kind of like a ruck. If you don't have a ruck, you don't obviously need to have a ruck for it, but basically just a fun virtual scavenger hunt that you can kind of go around town with your close bubble right now, whatever that is for you. And basically just a little photo scavenger hunt, wear your firepower gear, just kind of fun way to maybe see community. You never know who you walk by. Give them a little, hey, what's up? But obviously don't congregate. That'll be kind of the big part of that. But yeah, just a little fun activity for you guys to do for Family Day. There'll be kind of like a point system. So as you submit a photo, you will basically be ranked in kind of like a leaderboard. We're still deciding on how we want to do prizing, whatever that entails, but just a more fun activity for everybody to enjoy. Other things to look forward to, a couple of the coaches are doing an MTV cribs of their home gyms. So whatever that entails, I know some of us don't have full gyms, so they might make it a little bit more funny. So look out for those videos because a lot of them are actually really funny right now. So look out for those. And I believe that's all. The one thing I did want to ask for those that are doing the morning classes and have children, are the times still okay? Because we were trying to decide that in the meeting today, if you have children, if that's kind of in the way or not. If not, that's fine. If you decide to do the workout and it works for you, then cool. But if it gets too hectic for you guys, just let us know. I know all the school schedules are totally different right now and they're all over the place. We don't even know what's going on with them, but sure, none of us really know what's going on. I don't even think the kids know what's going on, but hopefully we'll have more announcements by Monday. We'll know what color zone we are in, and looking forward to new changes to come. Lots of really good changes on the way. As you guys know, we do CrossFit. We embrace change as much as we don't like change, but the whole point of doing CrossFit is that something new is thrown at you each time. And what do? You deal with it and move forward, right? You roll with the punches. So hopefully tonight's mobility session helped with you guys a little bit. I look forward to working with you guys next Monday.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jordan.
No problem, guys.
Nice to see everyone.
Nice to see
Yeah,
you.
nice to see you guys.
Have a wonderful evening, guys.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.